Elden Ring 10 things you didn't know you could do. Let's see. Let's learn something today. Let's go.
Elden Ring's a huge game with a lot of secrets.
Yep.
You can probably do way more than you thought you could.
Okay.
Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 things you didn't know you could do in Elden Ring. Starting off at number 10, there's a pretty flashy skip you can pull off. At this point, you probably heard about the insane times people have been getting speedrunning Elden Ring.
That's crazy. These guys be doing crazy stuff.
There is multiple sub 30-minute times that are now reported, and
Wow,
like with
30
a lot
minutes.
of speedrunning, most of the tricks people pull off are a lot more interesting when they're explained than when you actually see them. But this one trick in particular is really impressive, especially in the visual department. The thing is, it's not something you're able to just pull off. It requires 2 endgame items, and if you've got them, you pretty much have no reason to be skipping anything. But for New Game Plus and beyond, this is a trick that you can use to skip pretty significant portions of the game. Now, the 2 boss items you need are the Hand of Melania and Placidusax's Ruin. And
Okay. I don't think I got that.
what makes this spell so good is you can cast it mid-air, and for some reason, it allows you to follow up with something. You could just jump again, and that's enough for certain gaps, but if you really want to show off, then using Melania's sword ability to flip through the air is a bit more impressive. This particular skip takes you straight to the boss of the area and allows you to bypass the incredibly annoying Godskin Nobles boss, so it may be worth the price of admission for that alone.
Whoa. That's crazy, dog. Man, speedrunners always come up with something, man. Dog, that's crazy. Wow.
50 times to reveal a secret. So you probably know about this one already.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting clickbaited.
The invisible walls and shit. Oh no, Elden Ring has fake walls. You need to hit up to 50 times to get through. 50 times?
It's still an interesting and weird thing that we haven't really gotten to talk about. There's illusory walls, which you're probably aware of at this point, but there are a few of them that are a little different. Instead of opening up once, they take a lot more punishment. Like this one in Volcano Manor, for instance.
I never knew that. It takes a lot more hits. I thought you could just have to hit it once and that's it. When you find it, you find it. Oh man, this game is just... man.
If you stand in front of this suspicious wall that looks a lot like it's blocking an entryway and attack it over and over again, eventually it just disappears and doesn't really lead to a shocking new secret room or anything, but it actually opens up the way to a room that's already accessible. The whole thing's kind of pointless, and it's probably actually just a bug. People have speculated that illusory walls in this game actually have health values like enemies, and normally they're very low, so one hit is enough to reveal them. But during the development, they probably decided to change the layout of an area and make certain fake walls they created inaccessible, so they just made them seemingly invulnerable instead of replacing them with a standard wall. Makes sense, right? It's just a mistake. Instead of making the walls into unbreakable objects, they just gave them a lot of health. Could be a mistake, could be that they just thought somebody wouldn't.
That's interesting facts right there. Okay.
Bother attacking a wall for that long. But the theory kind of checks out because the number of hits required to open them are inconsistent, which could depend on your damage output, so it takes more or less hits to successfully open a secret wall.
Okay.
So it's probably just a dumb little bug that sounds more interesting than it actually is, but in terms of things you can do, I think it's still worthy of a mention because it's pretty unusual. Number 8, there are invisible bridges to walk over, and it is cruel. In a game with
invisible
walls,
bridges
and all kinds of traps, maybe the nastiest secret of all is that there are invisible bridges that you can walk across. How this works makes no physical sense.
Game's crazy, man.
Offline, they're basically impossible to spot normally, but there's one connecting to a tower that's a little more obvious.
Okay, yeah, this one, yes.
Clue about it, but this one hidden in the secret path to the Halig tree is just ridiculous. The only way to get to it.
Oh shit!
Off this random ledge and hope for the best. If you happen to be at the right place, congratulations. You're floating. The only way you could possibly guess there was something here is because there's items you can see in these balcony rooms. Otherwise, there's just nothing that tells you there's a bridge here. It's especially annoying because this secret hides the incredibly useful silver scarab talisman that boosts your item discovery by a lot.
Wow.
And at least with the fake walls, there's something to clue you in. Like
this, I never encountered this, man. This is crazy. I never encountered this one.
But with these things, it's basically guesswork. And number 7, you can destroy one of those annoying chariots.
See, the game wants you basically to die, man. Dying is part of it. You have to die to discover. You have to die to upgrade. You have to go through this painful stuff to get better.
The ones that you find in the various heroes' tombs, yeah, they're the worst. They're fast, they hunt you relentlessly, and they're seemingly invulnerable. For the longest time, I thought there was nothing you could really do about these things.
No, there's nothing you can do.
But there's actually a way to permanently deal with a few of these annoying things. Each chariot has to be dealt with in a different way. The one in the Fringe Folk hero grave, for example, can be destroyed by dropping one of these giant pots on top of it. The timing's pretty tight, but if you manage to you get a pretty powerful bow for your efforts. Another one you can destroy is in the...
What? I didn't know that. Wow.
Azuria's hero's grave, where you can actually cause the two chariots to smash into each other, and that is super satisfying. It's not often you can permanently deal with these annoying hazards, so
they're annoying as hell, man.
And number 6, you can escape grab attacks just by mashing buttons. Like, it's been a thing since the first Dark Souls, where if you get grabbed, you just mash buttons. You can actually escape the grab and negate some of the damage that you would normally take.
Oh, yeah?
Same way in Elden Ring. Just tap, alternate L1 and R1 as fast as you can, and certain grab moves will just do a lot less damage to you. Funny thing about this entry is that it's a trick I already knew about, but I didn't assume it worked in Elden Ring.
Yeah, I thought when the enemy grabs you in Elden Ring, there's nothing you can do about it, man. It's pretty much donezo. You just let the animation take over. That's pretty much it.
That's something that's been around since the old days. There's a lot of new stuff here. Good chance that that doesn't apply. And as it turns out, it very much does.
Wow.
Which is good, because the next time one of those annoying Iron Maiden looking things grabs you, you just start mashing and you'll escape much faster than if you don't.
Wow, okay. That's good to know.
5, you can help a jar out. One of the more amusing side quests in the game.
Oh, yeah.
A secret village inhabited entirely by jars.
Yep.
When the game first came out, there wasn't a lot to do in this place other than hang out, but with
What? There's more things?
patch 1.03, they actually added somebody to talk to. This little dude named Jar Bjorn wants you to become the new potentate, and it's possible to help him out. His quest is actually tied to Alexander.
The big guys, yeah, okay. Did that one.
You use the key item you get from Alexander with this guy. The whole thing doesn't really reveal any dark secrets or pretend like you're understanding the world or anything like that.
It's a little side quest.
And it's just one of many odd and interesting things you can do in Elden Ring that is really easy to pass up or miss out on. And number 4, Quick Step and Bloodhound Step can get you through swamps and lava way quicker. Now,
for reals?
trying to get through the many damaging swamps.
You gonna die, man. Can't keep healing the whole entire time, bro.
Poison swamps, lava fields. Now, these are things we knew were annoying in the Souls games for a long time now.
Very annoying.
Areas covered in scarlet rot or lava will kill you while only letting you move at the pace of a
like this.
It's bad enough you're just dealing
and
with
you still got to deal with enemies in here too. This game just wants you to suffer, man. Still fun though.
Enemies are attacking you on top of that. It is just a nightmare. There is a way to get through these places faster. However, you use Quick Step or even the better Bloodhound Step ability. So while you can't run through some of these places, spamming Quick Step's kind of the next best thing. It's not faster than just running, but these are areas, like I said, where you can't. Running is not an option. It is not possible. So you gotta be able to do something, right? Fortunately, Quick Step and Bloodhound Step fill that gap.
Wow.
And number 3, and this is one that is really gonna make some people happy. You
Okay.
can negate the Lord of Blood's most annoying attack. Mog, the Lord of Blood, is certainly not the worst boss in the game by
Not
any
at
stretch,
all.
but that doesn't mean he doesn't have some really annoying tricks up his sleeve. By far the worst is this ability where he puts up to 3 hexes on you and eventually hits you with a totally unblockable amount of damage, which also restores a ton of his health, which sucks. So mad. It's one of the nastier tricks that the game pulls, and it's seemingly completely impossible to avoid, which only makes it more infuriating. Like I said, this is something I had no idea about, but you can actually get a crystal tear that negates the Ritual of Blood. It's not even that hard to get either. You just need to find the second church of Marika in Altus and take out this invader named Eleonora. She drops the purifying crystal tear that you can mix with your physic to protect yourself. For whatever
I never came across that one. I never came across that one.
For reason, it seems like all of these Omen bosses have some kind of weakness hidden in the game somewhere, so I guess it should be no surprise.
That's the thing, but the game don't tell you jack shit about it. You just gotta go and guess. Go find it. And eventually you're gonna know how to beat them.
This guy isn't different. Like, seriously though, the Ritual Blood attack sucks so much, and it's basically automatic damage, which is always BS. So having some way to avoid it is a welcome surprise that, I mean, when you find out you can do it, it's like, yes.
That's just annoying ass
so
shit,
good.
bro.
I'm going to do that. And number 2, you can find out the truth about Rodigan. You ever notice this weird statue in Lindell?
Yep.
The royal capital with a message in front of it? If you're unaware, this is a statue of Rodigan of the Golden Order, a guy who pops up all over the place in the lore of this game. He seemed to be involved with pretty much everything. He's a father to every boss with red hair. He was married to Marika, the God Queen, and apparently even tried to repair the Elden Ring after it was shattered. But an interesting thing about him is that apparently he has some kind of wild secret no one knows. After you see this message and then talk to Muriel, you know, the Turtle Pope, he tells you that the sculptor apparently discovered Rodigan's secret and hid it in the statue. Now, you can't dangle something like that in front of lore crazy Souls fans without some kind of payoff, and there is absolutely that payoff. The message in question reads, "Regression alone reveals secrets," which is pretty vague, but the keyword here is regression. There's actually a spell you can get called Law of Regression. If you cast it in front of this statue, it will disappear and reveal a message that simply says Rodigan is Marika. It's a pretty crazy revelation if you're following the story. It certainly makes the ending sequence of the game make slightly more sense. As you see Marika in the Elden Throne before suddenly becoming Rodigan for some reason, right before the final boss fight. The lore implications are huge, and it's all hidden in a strangely innocuous little secret. And finally, at number 1,
wow, that's very interesting, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know that. We learn things every single day.
Reversing the Frenzied Flame. One of the more difficult endings to get in Elden Ring is the Frenzied Flame ending, and it's something we've talked about a decent amount already.
We got that one.
Just to get that ending by itself, but bizarrely, it's actually possible to reverse it as well. The
What?
steps to reversing the effects of the Frenzied Flame are long and winding, but it basically boils down to completing Millicent's quest line, which basically spans the entire game, and obtaining Miquella's Needle. To even get the needle, you need to defeat probably the hardest boss in the game, Melania, and then use Millicent's quest item on the giant rot flower that blooms in her boss room after she's dead. That's not the end of it either. To actually reverse the Frenzied Flame, you have to go to a place outside of time, which means you also have to reach the secret Dragon Lord boss, whose entire arena apparently exists outside of time and space. The whole process
That was a
of
fun
reversing
fucking
is
fight,
more
man.
difficult to pull off than the secret ending itself, leaving a lot of people to speculate why that is. Is there another, even more hidden ending that requires...
There's always some hidden stuff, man. This game... There's always some hidden stuff in this game. I'm pretty sure we didn't find every secret about Elden Ring.
you to get the Frenzied Flame and remove it? I don't know. But the whole thing's so crazy, I had to bring it up. I mean, just getting the clue to finding out how to reverse the Frenzied Flame involves dropping down a nearly impossible secret
God damn.
to a secret area.
Look at that, look at that.
Another secret area. And
Whoa.
then intentionally baiting an enemy to destroy some scenery to reveal the clue. The clue is one hell of a secret that doesn't even seem to have a lot of a point, but it's interesting anyway, obviously. And that's all for today.
They just want to make your
Let
Mac.
us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. Click subscribe.
Appreciate you with this banger video, Game Rex. Give you a like. Appreciate you, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know, do you guys have any trick, any new technique, any secrets that you guys find in the game that we don't know about? Please leave a comment down below. Let me know. Peace.